Sure, but hope everyone is good. We're live streaming on Facebook and TikTok, plus we're shooting. I find this works good for us. We can discuss the best of both worlds from a spiritual content perspective, as well as now shoot some ads in between for herbal medicine that we then cut and put onto social media. The videos you see most of the time. Hope everyone had a good weekend. TikTok.
54.
Alright, cool. Thank you to all 54 of you who've joined the stream. Come on TikTok. Drop us a thumbs up. Let us know where you're watching from. No, come on Facebook.
So 5.
Alright. It's the first time we stream on Facebook in a while, actually. With the smashes. It's the first time in a while we stream on Facebook. Hit the share button. Nah? Share the live stream. Hit the share button. Let's get more people to join the stream, so that more people can, hear what we have to say. I think we've got some really good things to say in regards to being self-empowered from a spiritual context. How to navigate your natsela without depending on people. Right? So I feel, as someone who's had to really find themselves, I think this is a big part. Yeah, you're not calling because it's so arduous to find yourself. It's a hectic process. Now, because Rona, we're 9 etheric. Okay. So there are 3 etheric beings. So these are the level of beings, right? On a soul level now. 3 etheric, 6 etheric, 9 etheric, 12 etheric. Once we're 12 etheric, we are now nearing that state where we become the light. There are 12 bodies in essence here, 12 energy centers, right? Let's talk energy now, because when I say body, maybe some of you might confuse body with physical body. So energy centers, right? So 12 energy centers, just like there are 12 planets, 12 zodiacs, 12 major organs. So 12 is a big number, right? So it's in essence 3, 6, 9, 12. Ragwan. 3, 6, 9, 12. That number sequence is important. Nah? The 3, 6, 9, 12. Alright, as people undergoing the full 360 initiation, right? We're going full circle in terms of what? The soul contract, right? So you'll hear in the secret societies, the initiation of the 360, right? The goal being what? Retlotamaya full 360 soul evolution journey. From start to point, so you can see how the beginning and the end is, right? But now here's the trick: there's no end. It's eternal, right? It loops, sort of like a figure 8. Just when you think it's done, it gets into another level. This is how creation and the universe is infinite. Okay, cool. So now, Rona, melanated beings, were on a 9 etheric journey. 9 etheric. So this is why our challenge requires a bit more detail. We're challenged on 3 levels. What? The physical, the mental, and the spiritual plane. The physical, the mental, and the spiritual plane. Ragwa. We are tested on all 3 levels. That is why if we do not have a balance between these 3 things, the Lozarona don't go so great. Now some of you will then question, why do Abongamla have the freedom to move as they please? Who's that? Huh?
Tanga.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's supposed to... Hold on. Short Tando? Gunjan. I'm good. Okay, great. I see that we showed you 10 rand. It's fine. I will send you back 10 rand. Don't worry.
Okay. Send 9,990.
Okay, no, it's fine. No problem.
Okay, sure.
Sure. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so as we navigate now the initiation of the 360, we're going full circle. This is why I say God is 9, because if we reduce 360, what is it? 3 plus 6 is 9, right? Plus 0, right? But now if we interpret that 360, what does it mean? The 3 this is the number of communication. This is the number of connecting past, present, future. This is the number of connecting masculine, feminine, and the self. Trilogy. That's why all our rituals, they operate in trilogies, right? Dinali, a trilogy perspective. You understand? What do I mean? On a certain level, before we engage a certain ritual, that we've got an intent to execute umsebenzi wabantu abadala in accordance to maybe a certain thing. So kuyabikwa ngithi first, right? Then on the day of the ritual, then after the ritual has been done, we come back again maybe a few weeks later just to find confirmation as to bantu abadala njengoba sesiwenzile lo msebenzi lo. The way we did it. Are you guys happy about the way we did it? Are you content? Are there other things we might need to look into? So the trilogy dynamic, right? The mir, the ka, and the ba. The mirkaba, right? So now 3 is a critical number in this sense. Now Runa, but as 9 etheric beings, we must understand that at the core, so that you can enter 12 etheric, one of the basics, right, is to master the spiritual side, right? This is now the 9, the 3 phase of the 9, right? So mastering the mer, the ka, and the ba, so that we can connect with the light body. The light body is the 12th etheric body. Nah? The 12th etheric body is the light body. 7 chakras on the physical, and then 5 others that are etheric outside the body. Now, the gateway to these ones is through balancing tsetediling mummiling. Tsetediling mummiling, I get it. Alright, before we continue, let's go for a quick ad break. I want to talk about some products here. This is CMOS plus sorghum porridge. Nah? In here, 4 parts sorghum, 1 part CMOS powder, right? To create a superfood porridge that you can consume daily in the morning to help you to optimize your mineral intake and also get the best of both worlds in regards to what sorghum does as well as what CMOS does. Some of you know exactly what these 2 herbs do, right? So we've got them in combination. 1 kg air will cost you 100 rand, nah? 1 kg of CMOS powder plus sorghum. You can buy it from us in store or online. You can visit us at either of our stores across the country. All the details as to how to order will be at the end of this video. Okay, do you have any questions in regards to what we're discussing? What are people saying there? Even if we have other questions, it's fine.
Okay, I have one here. Let me scroll up again.
Yeah.
One day for you to touch on how I should go by Hupashela Banaba Sokodisa.
Oh, okay, like Banabahai.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Just give me a moment. This is a good question. A lot of you have this issue, right? Banabalo nabatwenya, okay? And then now you realize perhaps that you need to look spiritually, or you need to start to communicate on behalf of the kids. In regards to issue because they could die on the street as a result of thinking that they know better than the adults. This is the problem with kids now, right? And some of these kids, let's be honest, they are possessed. Some of them, they do some of the craziest things. Right? Now, yes, a spiritual, no, let's start here first. From 0 to 7, we arrive here as a God, right? Our essence arrives here as a God. Kids, they hold the innocence and the purity and the spiritual integrity. Yeah, someone who's not been tainted by Dilozalefat, such that they are closest to God. Yes. Then at 7, we undergo the change, and we know now 7 is what? The number of change, right? A short distance in a certain direction and then massive change. What is this change? We then start to connect with the ego side of ourselves. All right. This is why if you look at kids in primary school at around 7, some of the things they say are super mean. They're not the best of people. Going into their teens, bashapeke adolescents, they are not the best of people. Very ego-based perspective. We all know this. We've passed this stage. Low vibration. So we undergo a part where the God within us dies, and we then connect with the lower self a lot, right? Okay, not all kids go in this direction. Some kids maintain the purity, fine. But some, they just become something else. Perhaps this is the situation kabana bamme, right? Or the father, depending on who's commenting. And then when we get to 28, we resurrect. 2 plus 8 is 1, so we're starting a new 1 to 9 cycle. We resurrect. Now, when we're resurrecting, what are we chasing? 33, Christ consciousness. Why one? What is referred to as Christ consciousness? Haseretsoha. Ke haseretlo connector. This is now when we say now we are truly now finding alignment within the God self. And this is why life will shake you up at that moment. A lot of things will happen in and around that time in accordance to finding alignment, right? At 28. So a lot of people start to connect with their calling at that time. Chasing what? 33. Master number 33, right? Balancing masculine, feminine, and the self from the father's side. Balancing masculine, feminine, and the self from the mother's side. 33, right? That's why Jesus died at 33 and rose again. So the old self dies and you resurrect as the new self, which is what Easter's about. Easter's about that. Death, resurrection, renewal. Death, resurrection, renewal. So it's a good time during Easter to engage in rituals. Kill the sides of you that are toxic. Resurrect the sides of you that are situated in the light. Kill the sides of you that are connecting. Resurrect the side of you that will connect with the things that are positive, that will lead your life towards positive outcomes, right? Celestially, right? Celestially, so the bodies, the celestial bodies and the energies. This is why Barring Ishtar, the goddess of fertility, but fertility from what context? It is assumed that it is fertility from context, being able to give birth, those who have got fertility issues. Around those times, people who engage in sex rituals. But actually, no, it's basically saying we're cracking the egg open, we're giving birth, so we can do egg-based rituals that time. Before it was Easter eggs, it was actual eggs. In the red Easter egg cleanses, actual egg cleanses, right? Not Easter eggs. Egg cleanses. So Easter time is a good time to do an egg cleanse. Connect with the purest version of yourself, right? Okay, cool. So, so I suggest we set up these 3 candles. The red specifically, we want to know if corner like a fight, a battle in energy. This is the battle candle, right? Spiritual warfare candle. Now, internally, there is a war within the family, we know, and it's now showing itself in the way the kids are behaving, right? Perhaps it's a demonic energy, we never know. Perhaps it's like an issue between Mangeloya from the mother and father's side because things haven't been done, things they vary. So this is why I then say we set up double candle plus this red candle, so blue, yellow. I say set up blue on the left, yellow on the right, unless you are told otherwise, unless you navigate in a different way, right? I'm not saying I am the master of this thing. I'm saying that I will give you a start point, which you will then use as a means or establish what will work best for you. Okay? So if you have nothing, start here. Alright? This has worked for me. This is my process. Now some will say the candles are opposite. Yellow is feminine, blue is masculine. But I'll then say to you, this thing is not standard. We are not the same. Right? This thing is not standard. Some of you don't even use this candle sequence. Some of you don't use candles, right? And then 2 bowls of water or 2 glasses of water. In there, tell us name currently. Some of you might not need or tell us name. It's fine, right? Hasari setile up re batla o bitsa mangelo ya khanya from the feminine and the masculine. Abo koko na bomkhulu, right? So I say we go neutral in the case that there are issues around the surname. What's the name, Kana? Just repeat the name for me.
Sharon.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sharon.
Okay, cool. No problem. You can follow me verbatim, Sharon, nah? I'll pray as though I'm you. Tobela Ramasedi, ke Sharon. Ke bitsa wena le mangelo a ka khanya ga bomme la ga bontate. Ka he ke le mo ke batla go bolela ka taba ya bana. Ke bitsa le ona mangelo a bana a khanya. Maybe you can then mention the name, just don't mention the surname. Yeah, no ngwana o that we are discussing. Let's say ke Paul. Ke bitsa mangelo ya khanya a Paul as mme wa hae. A ga bomme wa hae la ga bontate hae ke kopa le sotele. It seems bana they just seem to be quite associated with misbehavior. You know the detail. The detail. And you are worried for a future is at risk. In fact, maybe even their life, depending on the severity of the issue. Right? Jwale o batla gore batlo intervene such that they can provide perspective in regards to tsona dilo tsa bana ba hao. O hloka gore ba sotele ka mokana bona. Ba tlo fa perspective e tlo kgonang gore o kgone ho thusa bana ba hao ba kgone go overcome this phase and to protect them from memo e maybe e nkareng ya invoke through bona. Haebe gore go nna le monna as motswadi wa bona, go nna le mo ke shotisitseng teng, ke kopa le nkgantshetseng gore tlo gona gore ke lokisetse bana. Ke gone gore ke be le clarity around gore bana tlamele ke ba guide bjang, ke ba align jwang. Perhaps ka he o mputsisa so I feel maybe you feel like they are overwhelming you, so you don't know what to do anymore. You've tried so much, you've spoken to them, and so it's nothing is really happening. So you tell Badimo that, right? We state the case over the next 9 days, I suggest, because we seek revelations around this matter. Then, if they then say to you, no, Bana, perhaps they'll come to you in dreams, perhaps they'll come to you through intuition, perhaps this prayer will then be what changes things, you know. I was having a conversation with my mother. She's a teacher, so she knows kids really well. And she's telling me, no, some kids, they're Satan manifest. You understand? Some kids. That's why I say at 7 you die and you connect with the ego, right? The lower vibrational self. Now, if we are made in the image of God and now you are truly embedded in the lower vibrational self, some really drop and become Satan. You understand? Kids. Nah, they do some crazy things. So it's very important to pray for your kids consistently because not many make it out, Not many make it out. So you gotta search your kid. You gotta search their things. You gotta they want privacy. No. Fuck that privacy. You understand? Fuck that privacy. Cause something. And mind you, Sharon, I don't say things random. If you're paying attention, I don't say things random. I'm basically telling you what you must do. Search your kids' things. You're gonna find some surprising things around what's going on there. You understand? Search your kids' things. So why? Because you do this because you create an environment for them where it's like they gotta know it's not easy for me to get but at the core, let's engage them here. So we call upon them neutrally. We set up these 3 candles. We'll pray over extended periods. I say 9 days for now. And even if you don't get revelations after 9 days, you don't stop because the kids need to survive this situation, this moment, right? Then perhaps you go out into nature, right? So that you can go connect with them in nature and talk about your nataba ongoing. So we exercise flexibility. Perhaps also ask the father to do the same. Tell the father to speak on behalf of the kids as well. Nah? Okay, cool. What we got on Facebook? Anything on Facebook?
Just greetings there.
Sure, but first, let's go for a quick ad break. Okay, I want to talk about iwasho. Nah? Take iwasho tsarona that we have in store. We've got two currently. Nah? Sineswasho intlambululo, sineswasho utingo. So, what would be the order of you using this? You'd start intlambululo. So here we want to do factory reset. Factory reset. We want to purge you of anything that is coming through negative energy from a context. You've got this dark cloud on you, right? Intlambululo, as the name suggests. Then more utingo, right? Utingo is a rainbow, so in essence it's like the chakras, right? 7 chakras. Well, we know that there's 12, but the 7, right? It's the rainbow. 7 colors to the rainbow, isn't it? So we want to balance your energy. We want to raise your vibration. We want you to connect with the highest parts of yourself. We want you to connect with the light body, like I explained earlier. Nah? So 9 days wafutagamo or wahlaba, depending on what works best for you. Teaspoon, the instructions are on the pack, right? Then the following 9 days ukalaka. So we purge and then we raise our vibration. We purge and then we raise our vibration. These two will cost you 100 rand respectively. So 200 grams of intlambululo is 100 rand. And then 200 grams of utingo is also 100 rand. You can buy this on our website or in store. What's in here? In here, mkandos, the powder we use as the base, clear quartz crystals, and then there are herbs in here as well. Nah? Herbs crushed fine, put in here for you to achieve your goal. Nah? Yes, clear quartz crystal powder, the master healer. Nah? So each blend has a combination of things that assist with raising vibration and purging. Okay, cool. What we got that side on TikTok?
We have someone who's asking, how can you let your ancestors help you regain intlambululo of abortion?
Oh, okay. No, we've got videos on that. If you go to YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Simos Africa, we created like an in-depth video on that, which is a similar process to this. It's just the candle setup is different. Blue, and then I think it was 4 white, double white on the left, double white on the right. Nice. Nah? And then why? Because kimangelo ya khanya khabumela khabuntate from the father's side, so koko nomkhulu from the father's side, ukoko nomkhulu from the mother's side. We want to balance, right? And then the blue and the yellow, right? Okay, cool. So that video talks about that in detail, how to dress, what to say. You can literally follow what we say verbatim. Now, it's also a 9-day process before the process of going out into nature, so that if they want to come to you and tweak what you're doing based off what we've said. So maybe they say, no, le process le ofuna ukusebenza ngayo, add this or adjust this, change up this. So this is why we do, it's the preparation process. Again. So yeah. In there is a detailed breakdown. So if you go there, I think there are 2 videos. I don't know what they're termed. Something with abortion. You'll see the thumbnail linked to abortion, miscarriage. 2 videos. Okay, cool.
Then we have T-Man already. What happens in a case whereby you don't see eye to eye with either of the sides? Do you still call?
Yeah, we call Mangel. Remember, whether you like it or not, everyone is assigned the issues you have with those in the physical mean nothing. You have issues with those in the physical, fine. But then within the light context, there are those who perpetuate the light for you, right? So yes. Especially if you feel like your things aren't going well, right? Some of you feel it's best to connect Namdali direct, no problem. If it's working for you, great, no problem. But if you feel you've tried so many things and now you see what's manifest in the physical, let lashonayo between them, right? So I propose go neutral, because there is a guardian angel from the masculine and the feminine that loves and protects you, right? Anything else?
No, nothing. Just someone remove. So I got the Simo special and it says consume within 14 days. Is this after opening or buying? Just clarity there.
Yeah, after opening, freeze the other 2. She's talking about the most wanted, nah? Most wanted CMOS gel special. Yes, CMOS gel inhaler sensitivity in terms of its shelf life, right? So when you open it, to give it longevity in terms of shelf life, The best thing to do is not to cross-contaminate. So, ukenye spoon uje, and then usbuyisetse happy without cleaning it. The enzymes in your saliva will start the process ya hore tlobola, rakwana. So you can freeze the other two and then have the one. After you finish the one, take the other two out and then consume them, right? Or perhaps share with them so you can get a fresh one. That's the thing about CMOS gel. Personally, I don't like to freeze it, but freezing works. It gives it a shelf life, especially if you have no choice. Freezing would work. Because it's quite sensitive as a product. So 14 days, that's the max it would last, especially if you're following the instructions that go farms on. Okay, winter time you might get a bit longer shelf life. How do you know it's going off? Sometimes it will have like a mold on top there. Even when you smell it, you can smell it. Okay, say off no, CMOS. Okay, cool.
Diamond is asking her, can a woman engage in the process while she's in her period?
Yeah, personally I feel yes, because I feel when a woman is on her periods, especially if it's linked to the lunar cycle, that she's very tapped in spiritually. That's why Lily emotional. The reason Lishapaki PMS is because you need to remember to balance your emotions. So it's that time to really like be in touch with your feelings. Be in touch with your feelings and therefore be in touch with your spirit. So I think definitely. Some will say no, some will say but under what context, to be honest with you. And some women will tell you about how their dreams are hectic when they're on their periods. They just go through a lot. And I think the reason some of you go through serious period pain is because you don't nurture the spirit during this period. So I think it's critical for you to become more spiritual during this period. Okay, cool. Anything on Facebook now? How many people we got watching on Facebook?
So we've had 16.
Oh, okay, cool. Anything there?
I think also, I don't know why we have a connection problem. So I don't know what's happening.
Where? On Facebook?
On Facebook.
I see. No problem. Okay, some of you, quick ad break again, nah? Some of you live at raw CMOS. We do sell raw CMOS in bigger packs so that you can make your own gel, right? This is the 500 gram pack, yes, CMOS, that you can then make quite a few jars from, right? This will last you a while, especially if you're looking to have CMOS over extended periods. This costs 500 rand for 500 gram raw CMOS. This is a Gracilera variant. So you see the one that's currently packed has got this purple tone to it. You'll notice it comes out even more Hassaway out. But then there's also the tan, so it's like a cocktail. It's a mix, right? But majority of it in here is purple. CMOS is powerful in that it provides the body with minerals, nutrients, right? 92 of the 102 minerals and nutrients needed by the body, 1. 2, it's good for those with iodine issues, right? Iodine deficiency. So you find that you've got thyroid issues as a result of iodine deficiency. So hyperthyroidism as well. Nah? It's good for joint health, it's good for gut health, it's good for skin health, it's good for strengthening bones, it's good for boosting sex drive, it's good for fertility, it's good in terms of flushing mucus from the body, it's good at making the body alkaline. So it's a daily dietary supplement you can take from a herbal context, coming straight from the ocean, that will provide you with the best in terms of minerals and nutrients. So this is the 500 gram pack for you to make your own CMOS gel. This will cost you 500 rand. Sure.
Alright, 2 questions now. Royalty or high, I might be out of today's topic, but I want to know what can I use for someone who is diabetic. Then I have Mami Kipilo who's asking, or my uncle suffers from high blood and retaining water in the body. What can he take?
Okay, yeah, the water retention is probably caused by the medication he's taking. So the medication he's taking causes water retention. Nah? So normally you find in Western medicine, batlofa pilisia high blood, and then baufa diuretic. Diuretic is clarice sounds. So herbally, There's quite a few herbs he can take. Unfortunately, I just don't have one on me right now to show you, but we'll talk visually. Maybe when you cut this video, when I tell me, you'll show the herb. Nah? Herbally, stinging nettle would be good. It's a good herbal tea to take to deal with the blood pressure, kidney and liver cleansing, as well as flushing toxins from the body. It's a diuretic, yes. So how we expect from the body, right? Then you can work up burdock roots. Burdock roots is also really good for high blood pressure. It's also a mild diuretic. It's also good for flushing uric acid from the body. No? The dandelion roots is also going to be good. So you find water retention around the ankles. Sometimes, right, their feet swell and they deal with inflammation. So if this is you and you're on high blood pressure medication and it's causing water retention for you, these are herbs you can take. But now also take them in consideration to the fact that while taking the high blood pressure medication and you're taking this herb, it might drop your blood pressure drastically. So it's critical to monitor your BP. So you might go from being someone who needs to take medication to drop blood pressure, right? And then you take a herb simultaneously, and then your impact and it further drops down your blood pressure. So monitor, so that you can then regulate your dosage. Again, what do I mean? Perhaps instead of taking the herb daily, you take the herb every 2 to 3 days, right? To help you. If you are not taking anything, no Western medication, but you're hypertensive, then you can take the herb. But it's important to also have the blood pressure cuff. If you can invest in one, get yourself one. Wait for so that you can monitor your BP. The numbers to how do you measure? Be it Western medicine or herbal medicine, right? So I repeat, stinging nettle, burdock roots, dandelion roots, one of the three. So you might come into store to buy something only to find that you had thought you were gonna come get nettle, but nettle is not on the shelf. Then you'll take the alternative, right? The alternative will serve the purpose too. Again, some of you see a video on the channel and you're so fixated around getting that particular thing, and then only to find that because of demand, that thing is now gone, right? So then we'll suggest an alternative, right? This is something I think we must be conscious of, especially because Respanaka ditlhare, which are not mass-produced, by the way. Ditlhare are not mass-produced, they are wild-foraged. So for us to maintain authenticity, right, and also uphold a certain level of integrity, meaning we do not navigate the way Western medicine does, synthesize so that they can mass produce, so that they can meet their capitalism, gains in terms of their goal. Now we've got the challenge in meeting demand under context, supply not being on the level it should be on, right? So I propose that perhaps at a certain point in time, some people look into farming herbal medicine. There are some herbs you can farm, right? But with that said, always keep an open mind when coming to our store when looking for something herbal. Now, some things, we do have in access in terms of its supply. We do. Some things, they are in access, they buy, and then some things very scarce. Okay, cool. Anything else we got?
Yes. Okay.
Facebook.
Okay, Buitumelo, or how do you remove a spiritual tracker if there's such a thing?
Okay. I think my people would work well, nah? My people would be good for this. Ratlakola siya keep, nah? Then okafuta ka yona, okahlapa ka yona wa bolela gore go etsalang, nah? My people. This will cost you 90 rand. No, mutobovu would be good, nah? Mutobovu would be good. It's latched on somewhere to your energy center. This is why we need to purge the energy center. And also, there's another side we might need to look into, because some of you think that you've got a spiritual tracker and you've done so many things from a cleanse perspective, but nothing is helping, right? But actually only to find that it's just an aspect of the self, meaning either feminine, masculine, trying to connect with you from a low vibrational context. Some of you think you've got a spiritual husband, but umkulu coming towards you low vibrationally, because that's the only way they can connect. Sometimes it happens like that. That's why you'll then say, "Yo, I've cleansed countless times. This thing, it's in your bloodline, right? It is in essence you. It's just now coming low vibrationally because there's no other way. You're in low vibration, right? So those are things for us to look into. So normally, even before maybe situation, we call upon those that perpetuate the lights. Let's go verbatim. Thobela Ramasedi. Ke boitumelo. Ke bitsa lena mangelo a ka ganya ga bomme la ga bontate. Ka he ke lemo ke batla go bolela lena regarding a situation I'm facing. I'm of the perception that I've got a spiritual track a bonkgolo bontatemogolo. Jwale ke nyaka o tseba hore ana e teng solution e lekang guidang ka yona e tlo nthusang. I was on a live stream earlier. There's a suggestion ya hore ke berekise maphipa, go na le setlhare se ba reng ke maphipa. Jwale ke nyaka o tseba hore ana la dumela gore ke se thole gore ke tlo pheja. Haebe lena ba tlo nkgantshetsang yona tsela ya ka. So we start here, right? Remember, all rituals operate in three, the first one being khobecha, right? So if you are engaging in a ritual to purge, it will be to talk to them about the proposed solution. It will then be the act of engaging in the solution. So you've bought my pipa, so afutano, or so ahlapa. Then it will be the act of, at the end, finding out if it all came together the way it was supposed to, right? Threes. I hope this gives you context. So start here and then take action. Okay, cool.
We then have Oshkosh, or what can you recommend for a guy with meningitis? Then we have Tim and below, or any of what one needs to take after a bad dream, like dreaming of someone stabbing you.
Okay, Mutobo. Let's start Ramuto Amshaba, Lala. Here's what we do. You're going to buy methylated spirits, Utotola Mutobo. Ototola tea, but you're gonna pop it open. You're going to drop that gamos futon. You're going to spark kerosene blue, yellow, red. Red is critical in this time, nah? Red. Then utlofuta over a 9-day cycle. What's his name?
Kitime.
Okay. Tobela Ramasedi. Kibitsa le namangelo ya khanya ga bomme la ga bontate. Kitiman. Ka ke le mo ke batla go bolela lena ka taba eng concernang ke bile le toro banhlaba ka mphaga jwale ke a bona nka re dira di eme ka maoto di batla go baja ke bitsa lena ba emeng ka tlasa seemo sa gore ba nlwela gore le sotele ke nako ile ya rona gore re gone gore re itshireletse jwale ke tlo kena ka mopateng ya goreng ke gone gore ke lwantshe moya o mobe bongwe le bontatemogolo ke le fa matla gore e be lena from a spiritual context. You will do this over a 9-day cycle, nah? Using sonas clarse, right? In fact, you can initially okay, because perhaps they might want you to do something else, right? Or perhaps the dream might mean something else totally. The dream might mean something else totally, but my understanding about Shaba is war. You understand? Especially if if they're able to achieve. So we need to fight, as in yesterday. So if you can't access Umutobov right now, start straight by getting the gerasete, get yourself a knife, use salt, home-based salt, Kenya Kamos futong, and then foot over 9 days. Make sure the knife is open. How shabe he bona ha mangelo ya ha wa topel rumo la bona le bona e be taba ya hore le bona ba tlo kena ntwe ma bona ha ona ka mkgomo. Okay, sure, man. There was the other one ringing.
The other one is please recommend something for meningitis.
But if you've got meningitis, most of the time they have to stabilize you in hospital. So now I'd then ask, where's the patient? Because when you've got meningitis, they have to quarantine you, highly contagious virus. Tell me more. Is the patient out of hospital? Because this one is very sensitive. extremely sensitive. Is the patient out of hospital? And if they're out of hospital, they must have recovered from meningitis. How do you know that they've got meningitis? Were they diagnosed? If they were diagnosed, this person will be in quarantine right now.
Or are they in hospital?
That bona.
Or that person is in hospital?
It's going to be tricky for us to administer medication to them because this person is very sensitive, right? So with that said, hase alisha habam stabilize it re tlo mkenya ko ntsukumbile re tlo mkenya ko African potato re tlo mkenya ko cancer bush na hase alisha. Right now we can't administer anything right now. Anze alispetlele right now. There's nothing we can do currently because if it contracts with whatever they're doing for him, then we'll have complications. So I can't give advice on this one because of the type of virus. But like I'm saying, once they're on the road to recovery, then we can talk. And African potato, it's a revitalizer. Okay, cool.
Okay, on Facebook we have Tseho, who's asking, or who's saying, I've just lost the father of my child. What do I use to cleanse for me and for my child?
No, they must cleanse you. They must cleanse you, Khanagwa. They must cleanse you, Khanagwa. But things, maybe now you're looking for something you can do now in the interim, right? First, no, it would depend on if you're married to him, actually.
Yeah, because she just said we are no longer together in the end.
We were no longer together.
We were no longer together.
Okay, ngwana na etseditse meetlo. If ngwana na etseditse meetlo, tlamele yena a ya lo cleanser ha bo ntate wa hae. Wena o tlo mtholela African potato, o tlo mtholela aloe fresh cut. Fresh cut aloe. Tlo cutter aloe then o tlo ikenya ka mo metsing o hlape, In the case that you and him have been intimate not so long ago, because I get la tseba lona la robala le the baby daddies sometimes be like that. No, real talk though, sometimes it be like that. So if you have found yourself there, go thola chikwana go thibela magome na chikwana. So cleanse the spirit, go thola elo, go thola African potato, re tlo kenya ka mo metsing, re tlo fotha. We can do this over like a 2 to 3 day cycle. To purge. Now, add some salt in there, by the way, coarse salt, so that it can be what will absorb this energy. Then, if you are intimately tola chikwana, okay, cool.
We also have Tseho here. Why when I eat Simos gel, I get tired and I only eat 1 spoon.
I don't know. To be honest with you, maybe it's just not for you. How long have you been using it? As much as Simos is a really great herb, it's not one size fits all for everyone, you know what I mean? To be honest with you, a lot of people, they see benefits from it. So I can't really give you context as to why it makes you tired. But I'd suggest maybe it's not for you. I'd also suggest maybe if you're only trying it over a short period of time, let's say you've had it once or twice, give it maybe 2 weeks and see what it does.
Usually 1 week.
Yeah, okay, let's do 1 more week. Let's see. If I also are 100 and switch it up, try something else. The herbs baobab, moringa. These are superfood herbs that will give you what you were trying to get from CMOS. Also Peps Detox. Peps Detox. It's not a detox herb. Some of you take CMOS hoping that it will detox you. It's not a detox herb. It's a replenisher. It's a mineral replenisher. So once we've detoxed, we lose some of the minerals and nutrients. Now we want to replenish, so we replenish CMOS. It's not a detoxer. Okay, cool. Let's go for a quick ad break. Hold on a bit. Just we'll be back now. Okay, quick ad break. African black soap, Sisepa Sarena, Samo Africa, Ceciling SLS free. Soap that is SLS free, powerful in that sense. Why? SLS is a mild corrosive. What do I mean? Hakir, it's a mild corrosive. It will burn the epidermis, so that top layer. So some of you find how certain soaps, your skin peels. Yes, because it's acidic to your skin. 1, it burns the epidermis. 2, it removes some of the microbiome that is on the skin, the healthy bacteria that is important for you in terms of skin health, right? So if you're looking for something that will assist in terms of helping you to stay clean, healthy, without now the back end now burns from soap, right? Spanaka African black soap, right? It's made from plant matter, which then decays and then it creates like this foaming action. So they make the bars as well. Maybe when you cut this video, tell me, you can show the bar, yeah, African black soap. Now in liquid form, this is what it looks like. Makes it easier, especially for showering. Then you just put some on your scrub or your face cloth, right? And then African black soap. It will cost 180 for this 330ml bottle. 330ml bottle, 350, sorry, 350ml bottle, all the way from West Africa. Sure. Yes, let's talk.
T-Man is back. Oh, what do I do after the 9 days of steaming with the knife open? Do I dump it somewhere or what?
What's this? Do you dump what?
The knife. Steaming the guy who is.
Oh no, keep the knife, it's fine. It's your knife. Keep the knife. Oh, yeah, keep the knife. Don't dump the knife anyway. Keep the knife.
Nali pings or hi, what should I use to open my luck? I need a job, it's very quiet.
Firstly, let's start here. We change the red candle to green. We'll set up blue plus yellow. Take it pink, Alright. We'll set up blue, yellow. Blue on the left, yellow on the right, green in the middle, white. Now, green and then white. Spark all of them. Tobela Ramasedi, ki pinky. Ki bitsa lena mangelo a ka ganya ga bommela ga bontate ka he ke le mo bogole bontate mogolo. Ke filang ka re mahlatse a ka ko fatshe. I've been trying to find a job for the longest time. Now, I'm here to pray and find alignment in regards to how must I navigate? What are the things that will serve me? I'm calling upon you as my guardians that perpetuate the light. It's time for you to show me how to navigate. Are there things that I need to take care of from a spiritual context that will then bring me closer to Mahlatse Ark? We start here. This is the first step point, right? Then we can talk about things like Uklambuluka. Because then the dream should tell you thinking then perhaps right? But before, let's start with the communication. So some of you before you communicate. Let's communicate okay? Okay, 10 more minutes now. So I've told you verbatim what you need to do. Maybe this video will drop later at a later time. Then you can watch the video again just to hear how to speak again. But blue, yellow, green, white. Blue, yellow, green, white. Now also some of you, Pinky, not specifically, we're not how too much. You lay yourself bare to the wrong people. What do I mean by you lay yourself bare to the wrong people? Because you're going through it, you feel like you can tell your friends, hey, how's it chuming ya go? And then all self feeling. I don't say things random. All self feeling. And I self feel so when I move for the fuel, so I best pilsa how you're in a process you're in a process you don't need teamwork. This thing is not teamwork. You understand? So some of you, it is your big mouth that causes problems for you, right? It is your big mouth. Yes, fine. It's good to talk so that you can let go. Talk to your people. Here's the communication point, right? Release here because sometimes you release a go but wrong. I'll turn when it comes to this type of thing. Most of the time. Okay, but sometimes you don't even tell your partner some of the challenges you're having because you know she's not gonna be ready to handle the pressure that maybe it might come with. So you then hold it to yourself, right? The first person to confide in is yourself and God. Pinky, Rakwana again. Cool.
We have the user don't want, or a good day, what can I, or can I use lion's mane for my 5-year-old daughter for concentration?
Sure, you can microdose them in their porridge, quarter teaspoon, kamuntoho. Sure, definitely. Anything else? Nothing else? No, what we got on Facebook? Nothing else. Okay, let's go for another ad break, it's fine. Let's talk about batana oil. Like one no itile no, right? You can see it's coagulated. Ne? Harare coagulated, what do you mean? Mafura kere a tshwara. Ne? A tshwara. That's when it coagulates. So it's got what? A very low melting point, 1, 2, and then it freezes quickly, right? Cool. So also what? Yeah, a low melting point, a low freezing point, isn't it? Then you coagulate tea. Now, this is pure batana oil. For those who know, they know this is what it does when it's cold. If it stays oily, then I don't think it's the one. No? So every time you use it, especially now that it's winter, right? In summer it's better, yeah, easy, low melting point, right? Then in winter it stays hard like this. This is for hair, it's for skin, ne? Batana oil. I think a few weeks ago it was trending hectically. Everyone was looking for it, right? You know how sometimes the herbs they trend, but stay consistent, right? Some of you bought a bottle and you wanted it to do the thing with one bottle. That's not how it works. Consistency is key. At least give yourself 3 months of using the product to see what it will do for you in terms of hair growth, right? So what would you do? Obviously, you drop this bottle in hot water, and then base your hair guy on. This will cost you 50 ml batana oil. Sure. Let's go back to Pinky. Sure, Pinky. When now and you want your things to go well, but never do you have time to reflect. When there's an assignment you're supposed to be engaging in, but for some reason you don't want to engage in this assignment, you're too trapped here in the physical sense. And now, this trap is going to stop you from achieving the things you need to achieve. And then now, all the material things are not the core of the things you need to achieve. I told you, we're 9 etheric, so a big part of our assignment is spiritual. So utloya mola o rapella mahlazi only to find that you're angering them. I say let's tweak it. Here, what do we do? Thobela Ramasedi, thobela mangelo ya khanya ke Pinky. Ka ke tlile mo ke tlo bolela lena mangelo ya ka khanya ga bommela ga bontate. Ke a tseba hore gona le assignment e tlamele ke tsamae, e tlamele ke phethele in regards to dilo tsa ka tsa semoya bo khole bontate mkholo. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So you now tell them that you know, right? Don't act as though you don't know. Because I want to give myself to the process, but I've got challenges. You can state that you've got challenges, unemployment being one of the big ones, right? Unemployment being one of my big challenges. So I'll put it in your hands while I focus on spiritual development. The reason they've slowed down your life like this is because they want you to be able to now, because when I right? And I'm not saying money is not important, it is critical, but sometimes it also blocks us from fulfilling the assignments because we then too focused on the lots of finance, right? I hope this gives you context. So we have to pray for both spiritual growth and then opportunities. Spiritual growth being the number one. Okay, cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, we have calls. Good morning. My sister had a worm come out of her body and she has rash most of the time.
She had a what?
She had a worm come out of her body.
Oh, she got parasites. Okay. What type of worm when you say? And from where? When you say it came out of her body, from where? Give us more detail. From where?
Okay, then we also have someone already. I need something to clean my gut.
Okay, there's quite a few herbs to clean the gut. Rekaspana ka sena is good for gut cleanse. Rekaspana ka aloeferox is good for gut cleanse, na? Yes. Binky, I need you to comment and tell me if you can confirm what I'm saying to you if we're on the money, because there's more. There's more we need to talk about. Tell me. Nerbuila ka sena, nerbuila ka eluferox, na? Ukapeita as well, na? Epsom salt would be good as well. Rakwan. A teaspoon in water. Don't take it too much though. You flush your colon, right? Ukaspanisa li rhubarb, Chinese rhubarb. So you show all these herbs. Now 4 herbs for colon cleanse. Senna, aluferox, Epsom salt, Chinese rhubarb, nah? Okay, sure. Take one of them. You don't have to take all of them in combination. Okay, cool.
Okay, then Kosi, already the worm came from her arm.
From her arm.
Yes. A small one.
Yeah, perhaps she needs to do a parasite cleanse. She did say also only issues the skin, nah? Yeah.
I need something to clean my gut, then more worry happy because my skin have feelings or it's a like a skin side.
I'm DM and Pink. Who's helping Pink? Check there in the comment section because now I'm struggling to move on.
It's not here.
If you can go to at the top there, it's got who's watching. Do you see the 2? At the top of the screen.
Top of the screen is 79 people.
Yeah, right next to there. There's like the icon. Press those icons. Press those icons. Yes. Yes. Scroll down.
She's there.
Is she there?
Nah.
She's gone.
She's gone.
Okay, it's fine.
I can let it come on network. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no, it's time for us to go. Hopefully she DMs us. And then we'll talk some more at a later time. Let's do one more ad before we go. This is shea butter. Shea butter is good for skin. For those of you who are looking for something natural to use on your skin, right, as a nourisher, skin nourisher. Right? It's very rich in terms of what it does for you in terms of skin health. Right? You can use this on a daily basis for your skin. Shea butter will cost you 110 for a 125 gram. Nah? 125 grams will cost you 110 shea butter, raw shea butter. We don't add anything, it's just raw shea butter in here. Nah? Okay, cool. Some don't like the smell, so what can you do? Melt it down. So put it in hot water and then then add essential oil drops in there. Nah? Okay, cool. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. I appreciate you guys spending some time with Rona. We'll catch up again tomorrow. You guys must have a good one.